Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us to launch CoverGirl's newest collection, the Vitalist Healthy Collection, with our CoverGirl Pro, Veronica Chu. Veronica will be demonstrating tips and tricks and general application on our lovely model, Ashley. You'll notice to the right of your screen that there is a chat box. We encourage you to say hi, engage with us, ask any questions, and our moderator will be compiling them for the end, and we'll get to as many as possible. Please help me in welcoming Veronica Chu.
Hello and hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining CoverGirl this afternoon. Some of you I know, some of you may not know me. How dare you? Let me remind them. I'm going to remind them who I am, right? I'm Veronica Chu, your CoverGirl Mega Pro. I'm super excited to be hosting this cyber world with you guys today, to be launching this incredible new collection. So today's new collection is the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Collezione, and I'm going to be showing you how to do some unique tips and tricks to transform your everyday makeup routine. And then I'm going to be showing you how to create that sought after no makeup look. This is a beauty trend that is all over the place and it's not going anywhere, because realistically, who doesn't want beautiful, healthy skin? I know, I want beautiful, healthy skin.
I know, I do.
And you're going to get.
And we both want it.
And you just weed us.
I did.
We are a we. So when I think about the word Vitalist, certain words come to my head. Things like vitality, life and energy, feeling fresh and rejuvenated. This product line is a line that's the closest thing you're going to get to bare skin, and it really wants you to feel good about what you're putting on your face. Women are constantly on the go, so they want products to do a multitude of things, but still have amazing quality and last all day long. So before I actually get into applying the products on my lovely model Ashley here / hype man, since she's the only one here to interact with right now, except for all of you people, I'm just going to quickly go through products. First one is the CoverGirl Vitalist Elixir Foundation. This has a SPF 20 built into it, which is the highest amount of SPF in any mass foundation. Next, we have the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Concealer. This is a creamy base concealer that has a built-in applicator. Then we have the Go Glow Luminizing Lotion. It's a lightweight moisturizer that's going to give your skin a healthy glow. Then we have the Vitalist Healthy Glow Highlighter, because what girl doesn't want nice, radiant skin?
It's true.
Thank you. And lastly, we have CoverGirl's Vitalist Healthy Powder, and this is really going to round off our no makeup look. So let's get started here. So the first product that I'm going to use is the Vitalist Elixir Foundation. Like I said earlier, it has SPF 20 in it. It's oil-free, so realistically, this is going to give you this like really smooth application, because it has almost double the amount of glycerin than any typical foundation. So when you're wearing this for a long time, it's going to keep the skin hydrated by holding and trapping in that moisture. So whenever you're applying makeup onto the skin, you want to make sure that the skin is very hydrated, because it really plumps it up and allows it to last all day long, even after you've applied the actual foundation. Now this particular collection comes in 14 different shades. It's going to give you this gorgeous radiant finish, leaving your 8 a.m. face still looking fresh and dewy during your 3 p.m. meeting. Because we're having a 3 p.m. meeting.
We're going to talk later.
We're going to have girl talk.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a few ways that you can apply this foundation. You can use a brush, your fingers, or a sponge. For this particular foundation, I'm going to actually use a sponge, because what I like to do is a method that I like to call bouncing. So I'm going to bounce the actual foundation onto our skin, and what this allows is it allows me to control the amount of product that I'm putting on Ash's skin, but it also allows me to push in those moisturizing properties, and it gives her that extra hydration that I'm looking for. I work as a professional freelance makeup artist, so I'm on set pretty much from morning all the way to night. So it makes me feel good when I can know that my foundation is not only correcting the actual tone of her skin, but also protecting and giving her that 24-hour hydration, and knowing that by the end of the day and the end of my shoot, she's still going to look beautiful and getting those moisturizing properties. And I think that as a model or a client, you kind of appreciate the fact that it's working multiple different benefits to your skin.
100%.
Thank you, Ash. So what I'm doing here now is I put a thin layer of the foundation by, again, bouncing it on. And now, because this is a layerable foundation, you can go over the spots where you feel as though you might want a bit more coverage. So for me, I like to concentrate by the nose because it tends to get a bit more red. So I'm just gonna bounce, 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 and then turn here. And again, around the other side. And look up for me. And again, I'm just kind of bouncing that foundation. Another reason why I love using a sponge for this particular foundation is that it doesn't add any excess oil, because again, this foundation is oil-free. So I don't want to add more oil to her skin. So again, I'm just bouncing, making sure I leave a nice soft layer, like so. What's great about this foundation too, it's extremely lightweight. So I find when I wear it, or my clients wear it, they always tell me that it doesn't really feel like they actually even have any makeup on. What do you think?
It's true, it really feels like I'm not wearing any makeup.
Yeah, it's just super lightweight, and you can see that it leaves this gorgeous glow to our skin. And a lot of the times people always ask, where do you spend a lot of time doing makeup? For me, it's so important to making sure that the foundation is on properly, because that is really what's the base of the makeup and going to set your makeup for the entire day. Okay, so that looks great. Like so. All right. So now I'm going to move on to the next step, which is the Vitalist Healthy Concealer here. This is a creamy-based formula that's going to hide the imperfections. It's infused with vitamin E, B3, B5. So it's really gonna help to improve the texture of the skin by brightening it and giving a really nice, healthy look. So it has a built-in applicator here, and so what you wanna do is kind of just turn it a couple of times. I like to start off when I do concealer underneath the eyes, and I kind of just draw on these lines from underneath where I start seeing the purple and redness, and bringing it down. And then I do the other side, bringing it down. You could add it inside the corners of the eyes where you feel like you have a bit of darkness. And then afterwards, what I like to do is just grab a synthetic concealer brush and just really brush it outwards. A pro tip is when you're using liquid formulas like a foundation or a concealer is to use a synthetic brush versus a real hair brush, because real hair brushes are more porous, so it's going to eat up a lot of your product, whereas the synthetic brush won't, and it'll just lay the product wherever you put it. So I'm just going to add that there, really spread it out. And then what I'm going to do is just take the concealer and then go over any of the blemishes lightly. A little goes a long way because you can add more afterwards. Treat this product almost like it is like a concealer brush. So periodically you want to wash it with some soap so that you can take out the excess oils and any bacteria that might be sitting on it. And you can see that it's just really blends in with the foundation, covering the blemishes. Here. It's also dermatologically tested, so it's suitable for sensitive skin. Look up. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the next step here. I'm gonna use the Go Glow Luminizing Lotion. This comes in two incredible shades, one with a peach undertone and one with a copper undertone. This is going to give you all day hydration for up to 8 hours. And there's so many different ways that you can apply this product, but I'm actually gonna use Daybreak, which is more of a peach undertone. I'm gonna use my sponge again. I'm gonna apply it on the nose bridge, just on her forehead here, chin. What's great about this product is because it has so many different purposes. You can mix it in with your moisturizer, you can mix it in with your foundation or body lotion to give that extra glow to the skin. What I love right now is I know that it's winter outside, it's very, very cold, but for all of you guys going away for holidays to somewhere very tropical, please take me with you.
Take us both.
Okay, you can take her too, but if you can only have room for one person, take me and then I'll send you a postcard.
That's fine.
Gosh. Okay, so you can actually just wear this and mix it with your Vitalist Elixir foundation because you're going to get that SPF 20 value to your skin and then long-lasting moisture from the actual Go Glow Luminizer. So next we're going to move on to the Healthy Glow highlighter here. So this comes in 6 different shades. It's infused with pearl, so you're going to get a really smooth and silky application. It has great color payoff because you can really layer on top of it, and it's packed with natural nutrients, so it's going to improve and repair the look and texture and feel of your skin, right? But it also has this great blendable creamy formula, so it's going to give you a really enriched glow that makes it very easy to put on the high points of your face, right? But before we do that, I'm just going to add some True Blend bronzer to her skin to give her a nice healthy glow and some definition. And with the bronzer, what I like to do, I'm going to turn you this way, is really lightly, like to start in the hollows of the cheek, work through the temples. I'm barely touching her face because I just want a really soft veil of this product, giving her a little bit of contours to the cheek here. I always like to kind of swipe, pro tip is coming downwards versus going upwards because your face has baby hair all over it. So we don't want to lift that hair up. We want to keep it laid flat. So again, downwards through the temples, through here. It gives a nice flush of natural neutral color to her cheeks so she looks nice, healthy, glowing. See again? Like so. Okay. So we're going to move back to the Glow highlighter here. And what's great is it has this microfine light reflecting particles that's really going to give you this luminescent shine. So you can use it in many different ways. So one of the main ways is obviously highlighting the face, but another way is actually using it as an eyeshadow. And this one is called Candlelit. I'm going to use a brush for this. Turn this way. I'm going to just apply and lay it onto the eyelids here. And you can see right away how much color payout that you get from just a couple of swipes. I'm just really laying on that product, just from the inside corners to the outside and not into the crease, just laying it on the actual eyelid. Open your eyes. You can see how it really makes her green eyes pop. Another way to apply this product versus using a brush is you can actually just take your fingers and just press it into the eyes. Both ways work. It's just depending on how you kind of like to apply your eye makeup. Usually when I'm applying it on a client or a model, I like to use a brush just because I can get a softer touch versus my finger. But it's completely up to you on how you want to apply it. And open. And you can see that soft natural glow just really makes her green eyes sparkle. Then I'm going to be using Starshine, which is this nice soft golden highlighter. What I like to do is just put some at the back of my hand and kind of warm it up. And then I'm just going to lightly press it onto the nose bridge. And what this is doing is allowing to smooth out any bumps. And it also gives a look of symmetry. So when you're adding it onto the cheekbones and the cheek area, you want to place it and lay it on the exact same place as you did one side to the other. And that will give you the look of a symmetrical face. Another pro tip is making sure that you don't apply the highlighter too high underneath the eyes because you don't need to illuminate right underneath. You want to actually be illuminating your cheekbone and the inside corners of your cheeks to give a nice, soft, luminous glow. So I'm just pressing that in. What I love about this product too, like I said earlier, is that it has multiple functions. So I'm actually going to use some of this to highlight the cupid's bow of her lip. And again, this is going to give her the illusion of that perfect pout. It's almost like plumping your lips without having to actually go and plump your lips. And then I'm going to use a bit of this product, inside the inside corners of her eyes to really help brighten and give an extra little sparkle. So you can see that there's so many different ways of wearing this product. All right, so now that Ash's skin is looking fresh and even, I want to finish it off by adding the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Powder. This is infused with vitamin E, B3, B5, so it's going to really nourish your skin and give that soft, natural look. I want everyone to open it up and take your fingers and just run it through the powder. Ash, you run it through. You're gonna see how soft and supple and almost velvety feeling.
It's very velvety,
yes. It really is second to none.
It's
incredible, right? So then when you lift up the bottom here, you'll see that it comes with the sponge, and you can use this as a blotting or a setting powder. The reason why it's so essential to blot or set your makeup is it really does eat up those excess oils and allows you to keep the foundation and your makeup looking fresh all day long. The other option on application is using an actual powder brush, which I generally like to use. And what I do is I kind of just go over the areas where I put makeup, and then the areas that I put a bit more makeup, which is the concealer, so underneath the eyes, around the forehead here, you can put some more so that you make sure that you're setting that actual product, and it allows it to stay all day long. So I'm just going over again underneath the eyes. And then what I do too with my actual sponge that comes in with the powder is that I wash it periodically to make sure that I'm getting rid of any excess oils, bacteria, to keep it nice and fresh. And then I throw it in my purse, and then I can just blot and touch up all day long. All right, so now to really round off this eye look, I'm gonna use the Peacock Flare mascara for this no makeup look. This is a great everyday mascara that's going to define her eyes. And you can see I'm just going at the bottom, giving a little wiggle all the way from the root to the tips. And again, bottom, root, wiggle, tips. I'm actually going to skip applying the mascara to the bottom lash line because I don't think she needs it, because we're going for a really soft, no makeup look. You can see there. Gorgeous. So for our last step, I'm going to do the lips now. And I'm using O Sugar in Caramel. This is a nourishing tinted lip balm that's going to give you a perfect hint of a natural nude. What I like to do is actually use the bullet and do an X motion on her cupid's bow. This is going to give me some definition to the lips. And even though this is a very natural look, it's going to add a bit more polish. So I'm just applying it. It feels nice. It's infused with vitamins. It's going to feel great on your lips. Like so. Gorgeous. So you can really see that there are so many different ways that you can apply these products. These are just some of my tips and tricks that I use when I'm using CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Collection to create the no makeup look that I know that everyone knows and loves and wants to learn how to do. So now you know, she knows,
I know.
you know. So I'm going to open it up, the floor, to my cyber world out there for you to ask me any question you would like me to answer.
Thanks so much, Veronica. So we compiled some of the questions here, and the first one's from Lisa. So what does healthy skin mean? Is it a glow, or is it referring to the glow?
I think healthy skin can mean both of those things realistically, because obviously healthy skin starts from inside, right? It's how your skin actually looks and feels. But with this particular collection, what we're doing is we want to give you a makeup collection that's not only going to just look good outwardly, but help correct and protect and nourish your skin, because we find women really want products with multiple benefits. We finally made a line that can give you both of those things.
Great. And Shayna said, interesting regarding the Glotion. I was confused about how to use this product or the point of it. Can you share any other tips and tricks for using the Glotion or the Go Glow?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Go Glow is an exceptional product, and I think you're right. Like sometimes you figure, when do I use this? When do I use my highlighter? And there's always a time and place for me, right? So usually when I'm using the Go Glow is when I want a really soft, diffuse look versus the highlighter will give you more of a luminescent high beam shine. So using it when you want soft, like I said earlier, if you're going on vacation or if you're going for a really natural look, and let's say you want to just not wear foundation, you can actually just wear the Go Glow and then put on some concealer and powder on top. And it's going to give you that diffused, beautiful glow, but still keeping you hydrated and moisturized for up to 8 hours.
Great. And Alexandra writes, do different foundation application methods, fingers, bouncing, brushing, affect the coverage of foundation, or is it just personal preference?
That is a really good question. So there's so many folds to that. Yes and no. I find with different foundations, certain techniques will work better, right? So for example, this particular foundation, it is oil-free and it does have so many moisturizing properties. And because of that, I want to use my beauty sponge instead because I don't want to add any excess oil to the product. And then I want to lay and really push it and penetrate it in versus using your fingers sometimes. You don't get to push in as much. You kind of lay it on top and wait for it to penetrate, whereas the sponge is really going to push and penetrate. And then if you use a brush, there's two folds to that, right? So if you're using a brush that is a synthetic hair versus a natural hair, the natural hair is going to be more porous, so it's going to soak up more of your product. So I generally don't like to use that type of brush. And the synthetic hair brush works well, but sometimes I find could get a little bit streaky just because it is a synthetic hair brush. So typically I use a sponge or my fingers, but again, it comes down to personal preference, but I would definitely recommend either using the sponge with this in combination with a brush versus using your fingers with this product.
Great. She Canada asks, is it all right to blend in concealer under the eyes with your ring finger as opposed to using brushes?
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I just use a lot of brushes when I'm working on models and clients, but when I'm at home doing my own makeup, these are my brushes. I literally use my fingers for everything. I think what you need to know when you're using your finger is that you want to always press gently on your eyes, because I find when women are doing their makeup in the morning, they kind of put on their concealer and they rub and they go really, really fast, and somehow you lose this nice experience, and then you can also irritate your eyes. So when you're using your fingers, again, adding that Vitalist concealer underneath the eyes and just really pressing really lightly, layering the products, because a little goes a long way.
Great. We have another question about the moisturizing lotion. So do you recommend or can you apply the Go Glow lotion before applying any makeup?
Yes, absolutely. You can wear it in conjunction with the makeup, or you can wear it before. Completely up to you. If you put it before the actual foundation, you will get a little bit less of the glow, but still so much hydration that this particular product gives. So if you want more of the glowing function of the Go Glow, then I would suggest to do it afterwards.
Great. Shayna has another one. Wondering, Veronica, what your holy grail CoverGirl product is.
Oh my gosh, that is probably the most difficult question you can ask. But I mean, for me, I always say that makeup is all about the foundation, and without great foundation, you really don't have a great base, pun intended, to actually stand on. So my favorite part of this collection is probably the Vitalist Elixir foundation. I love that it has an SPF 20 value. That's huge for me because I'm one of those girls that don't like to spend too much time on my makeup in the morning. So the fact that this has it built in, it makes it super easy. I don't even think about it. And then it has those moisturizing properties, all these great things. So this is my #1 go-to product right now.
Great. Alex has another one. So are there any other highlighter application tips you can share along the lines of not applying too close to under the eye area?
Okay, so yeah, absolutely. I got you, girl. Okay, so there's a few ways. with highlighter. So like I said earlier, this comes in 6 different shades. It starts all the way from like a really beautiful pearlescent white all the way to a rich copper. So a couple of tips and tricks when you're doing highlighter. So Ash is a bit more fair skin, so I kept using the Starshine. But someone with a deeper tone like myself, I might want to keep to more of the copper and golden shades. So that's one way to gauge in what kind of highlighter you need on your face. Another thing with highlighters is that a lot of the times people take a highlighter, let's say, and they take their brush and they put it on their eyes, and what they do is kind of this window wiper effect. I always suggest for people, instead of doing the window wiper effect, you want to press. Because when you're pressing on the actual highlighter, you're going to leave the shimmer portion where it's at. Whereas if you keep wiping, you actually take away some of the color component of the highlighter, and all you're going to be left with is a lot of shimmer. So sometimes that can cause like a frosted almost effect, and that goes with the same thing with your face. So when you're adding highlighter on your face, you don't want to drag the actual highlighter across the cheekbones or the nose bridge. You want to really press so that you keep the color and the actual high sheen intact.
Great. We have one final question from Brittany. So will the foundation or any of the other products within the collection create any flashback in photos, considering the SPF in it or any of the highlighters? And also, how long will this foundation last?
Again, great question. Perfect person to ask, because I am a professional makeup artist that works on set, so I've already used it. There's no flashback, the SPF value in it. I know sometimes SPF can do that, but I've tried, tested, and true. You let me know, do we have any? I don't think we have any flashback, right? So I think we're all good in that situation. Again, this lasts pretty much all day. You have like 24 hours worth of moisturization, but the Glow foundation is going to last you from basically morning to your late afternoon meeting. And how you really want foundation to last all day is, this is a really important step that I just want to mention, is you always want to set your foundation with a great powder, because that is really what's going to absorb that excess oil, because it depends on who you are, right? If you're the type of person like me, I have drier skin, I find that my foundation can last longer than, let's say, someone like Ash who has more of an oilier skin. So she might have to actually use the Healthy Press powder to absorb that extra oils that go throughout the day. And it's okay, because that's what it's intended to do, and it's not going to leave you cakey, because it's really soft, and if anything, it's going to nourish your skin.
Great. So you kind of answered this last question, but Gina has another one, just around using the Go Glow and powder, and would they counteract each other? So does the powder actually mattify the glow?
Okay, so I guess this is a general question, right? So whenever you're using pressed powder again, and any kind of hydrating highlighter, yes and no to a certain degree. Whenever you're using like a Go Glow, let's say you're just using it to highlight your face, you're gonna put it on the high planes of your face, right? So typically your nose bridge, the side of your cheekbones, those aren't areas that secrete that much oil throughout the day, so you actually don't need to put a lot of powder on it. The areas that tend to get very oily are your forehead, around your mouth area, your chin, which is not usually the areas that I put too much of the lotion on anyways. But even if you do, with this particular powder, it's so soft and supple that it really gives like a soft veil, and so a little goes a long way.
Great. So that pretty much wraps our session for today. Really want to thank everybody for their questions, and hope you enjoyed it and found it informative. Veronica, thank you so much. And Ashley, you look lovely.
Thank you.